We're going to head off on a test route. We're now leaving Colchester Test Centre, and you will always go to the left. As you do come out of here, be very, very careful. There's always parked cars, and sometimes on both sides of the road, even though there's double yellow lines. And as you head up, you will find parked cars also on the left, so just be very cautious as you proceed. Now at the end of the road, the examiner is going to ask you to go to the left. Straight ahead of you, you'll find a mini roundabout, and you're going to go to the right. Now as you head out onto the main road, be cautious, there are some zebra crossings, and this can get quite busy at times. You'll now hear the examiner ask you to find somewhere safe to pull up on the left hand side of the road. And drive on when you're ready. Again, be cautious, it is a very busy road. The next bit of road is full of parked cars on both sides of the road, so make sure your adequate clearances are correct, and make sure you give way to large oncoming vehicles. If there is space on the left hand side of the road, sometimes the examiners will ask you to pull up on the left. But we're going to drive on. Now just after this bus stop there is a zebra crossing which is connected to a local park, so it can get very busy. If a bus does pull over, be cautious if you are going to proceed. And there's your zebra crossing. You'll always get parked cars on the left hand side of the road as well here. Yeah, at the traffic lights, you're going to follow the road ahead. Being cautious of the bike box. Some of these in Colchester are not painted that well. Again, you might find parked cars on the left hand side of the road. Just be cautious. Now at the traffic lights, you're going to be asked to follow the road ahead. As you go round the slight bend, make sure you take a look at the sign on the left hand side of the road. It will show you what lane to go in. As you can see from the sign, we need to keep to the right hand lane to follow the road ahead. Now as you come down Military Road, very shortly we're going to come to a set of traffic lights. If you're going left at the roundabout, you'll always use the left hand lane. Yet if you are asked to follow the road ahead or follow road signs to like the A12, you're going to need the right lane and then at the traffic lights into the middle lane. So today we're going to be going towards the A12, so we'll be using the right hand lane on approach. And there's your set of traffic lights. You can see 2 lanes now. We'll position ourselves in the right. And straight into the middle lane to follow the roads towards the A12 or other routes. This roundabout has a bit of a hidden junction at the Magistrates Court, so make sure you have a really good look over your right shoulder that nothing's coming. And as you are exiting the roundabout, keep as left as possible towards the curb. There are 2 lanes as you come onto the dual carriageway now. Your driving instructor would have always taught you to keep left, but because we know we're going to be going to the right at the roundabout, we're going to position ourselves in the middle lane. A nice bit of signal if there is cars behind us. So we're going towards the A12. It's actually the 4th exit on the right. You have a little police station exit first, then Malden Road, then Lexington Road, and then our exit is Balkan Hill. You sometimes get people in the middle lane coming round. If that does happen, you've got 2 choices. You can either go round the roundabout and come back off in the left hand lane, or you can come off in the right hand lane down Balkan Hill. If you do come off in the right hand lane, make sure you get yourself back into the left hand lane once you've completed your manoeuvre off the roundabout. Plenty of room for us to come off in the left hand lane, and just be cautious of the pedestrian crossing, as again this is very busy. Some people get caught out here doing 30 miles per hour. Remember, it is 40 still. We're still going to be following the road signs now towards the A12. The sign is a little bit hidden on approach, but it is the 2nd exit to the left. But again, make sure you check your speed signs as you go through. Don't get caught doing 30 miles per hour. At the next roundabout, we're also going to keep continuing following the signs to the A12. You'll need the left hand lane and then first exit to the left on the roundabout. This can be a very busy roundabout, so be cautious to the cars coming to the right. Notice the speed signs. Now what's really important is you don't miss the next sign up ahead. If you look forward now, you should be able to see the national speed limit signs. It is important that you can pick your speed up as quick as possible. Now very shortly we'll be taking the next turning on the left. There is a tiny slip road on approach, so you will need to slow down a little bit more than you would do on a normal dual carriageway. So we're going to take the next turning on the left. Once you come off, you'll be asked by the examiner to find somewhere safe to pull up on the left. If you can pull up on the left, please. Now be careful here, keep yourself on the road. Sometimes you will see people parking their cars on the path. Don't follow their lead, please. Make sure you stick to the road. So when it's safe to do so, drive on. And obviously it's a nice little hill start there for the examiner. And at the end of the road we're going to go to the left. This is quite a closed junction, so you will need to do a little bit of peeping and creeping as you proceed out onto the main road. The vision to the right is quite poor. It's quite a popular road for bikes as well, so be cautious as you do proceed. Dependent on what time of day you're coming down here, can be very busy. Lots of school children, lots of schools up and down this road. Watching out for pedestrian crossings and zebra crossings especially a little bit further up. This is an ideal location for the examiner to ask you to do one of the show me tell me questions as well. It's a nice straight road, so just if you get asked, make sure you're at the correct speed and things like that before he asks you. Although you will see bikes in the bike lane, make sure you do give them a bit more room. Now we're heading up to quite a busy roundabout. On approach, you'll be following the road signs to Malden. You can now see the sign So it's actually the fourth exit to the right. However, you do want to start to come off on the third exit, and I'll explain on the way round. So as you're heading off round the roundabout, there's your first exit. Here's our second. As soon as you see the third exit ahead of you, start to do your mirror signal and move yourself across. Otherwise the cars on the left will undertake you. Be very cautious of a zebra crossing on this roundabout as you exit. Another zebra crossing, and then after this turning here, we're going to take the next turning on the left. Take a look around you, look for your signs. You can see that this is a one-way road. At the end of the road, the examiner's going to ask you to go to the right, so make sure you position yourself in the correct lane. Again, quite a tricky road to get out of. You might need a little bit of peeping and creeping to see to the right. You're then going to come to a set of traffic lights, and we're going to be going to the left at the traffic lights. And ahead of you should be able to now see the roundabout sign. We're going to be going to the left, first exit on the left. So as you're driving along down Napier Road, once you go past the turn on the left, there is a sign up ahead which is telling you only one road gets priority. So make sure you look at your signs and decide who has priority, you or the other road. There's your sign, and we are the red arrow. So we're obviously going to give way to the oncoming vehicles. Don't rush through here, slow down and peep and creep yourself out. Don't forget your mirror checks as well. And then you'll see another zebra crossing, and at school times it can be very, very busy on this road. Now we're going to go into the car park on the left. And you'll be asked to follow the road all the way round to the back. And once you get round the back, the examiner's going to ask you to park in any bay. So if you could forward park, please, in any bay on the left hand side here. This is quite a busy car park, so make sure you pick a gap that you're comfortable going in. When you're ready, if you're finished with your parking, the examiner will ask you to reverse out and drive onto the right. And as you exit the car park, just be careful of pedestrians walking around. And to the left is a little bit hidden junction here. There are road markings slightly on the floor, so you do need to signal. So don't forget mirrors, signal, manoeuvre. And at the end of the road, you're going to go left. Once you go left, you're going to be going to the right at the traffic lights. So position yourself in the correct lane. At the next set of traffic lights, you'll be asked to follow the road ahead. So very important, look straight ahead, look for your sign, because normally you need the left-hand lane. But as you can see from the sign, we're going to be using the right-hand lane to follow the road ahead. Take a little look in your centre mirror and left, and move yourself straight over into the left-hand lane. Remember, the left-hand lane back there is for going left at the traffic lights only. This can also be a very busy road. As you can see ahead of you, someone on the zebra crossing. Be cautious, because people do come quite quickly out of the shop. And straight ahead of you, you'll see another zebra crossing. This can get quite tight, so be careful, especially of large vehicles like buses and lorries. And we're going to take the next turning on the left. Now, welcome to Bourne Road. This road can be quite hazardous. As we are going through past the pond on your right, the road becomes very, very tight all of a sudden. So do watch your speed, especially if a car is coming towards you on the other side of the road. And then you'll suddenly see on the floor slow. That's because we've got quite a tight bend, but this bend goes straight into lots of parked cars on either side of the road. As you'll see ahead of you, someone didn't slow down enough and went through the wall. Make sure you have a really good look up the hill before you proceed out. If something does now come through, there is always a gap on the left for you to move into. Up ahead, we're going to go to the right at the crossroads when we get there. These crossroads are quite tight, so make sure you do pull yourself forward enough so cars can get past you. Making sure, obviously, more importantly, you give way to oncoming cars. As you can see there, we've got someone walking through a red light, so just be cautious of the crossings. You're on your way back to the test centre now. Make sure you keep yourself going, keep that brain going. The last few minutes of the test can sometimes be the worst because you know you're heading back. Keep your concentration going, especially as you go through these parked cars. Now the examiner's going to ask you to find somewhere safe to pull up on the left hand side of the road. Be cautious, you've got double yellow lines followed by a hidden bus stop. So make sure you don't park in the bus stop itself. So just pull up on the left somewhere safe. Great, as soon as you've secured your car, the examiner's going to tell you to drive on when it's safe to do so. Watching out for your zebra crossing ahead of you. We've got someone parked on the zigzag line, so proceed with caution, and then you'll come to a roundabout and it's the first exit to the left. You'll then be asked to take the turning on the right. There is a box junction, although the paintwork is not that great, so make sure you do move into the box junction itself. And you'll now be asked to take the next turning on the right. And then you'll take the next turning on the left. Good luck on your test, and I hope you pass.